Chapter 8, Religious Beliefs and Popular Movements. Warm-up. Bhakti Movement. Reasons for the success of Bhakti Movement. Sikhism Movement, Sufism Movement, Sufism Orders, Sufism Principles. India is a pluralistic and multicultural society where many faith and belief systems regulate the life of the individuals. India is not Hindu society even through Hinduism. In the religious of West, majority of the people. In this past of the globe, many religious traditions, both indigenous and foreign, have been established over the years. When various religious beliefs flourished, the Bhakti and Sufi strain preached in regional dialects. Either they themselves or their disciples have assimilated their preachings in books. Bhakti movement. In South India, Nayanars and Alvars started the Bhakti, devotion movement in the ancient period. This strain came from different castes including untouchables. They thought that God could be achieved through devotion. The Nayanars were devoted to Lord Shiva and the Alvars were devoted to Lord Vishnu. These saints criticized the caste system and professed love for God and service to fellow beings. They toured place to place singing hymns and songs in the Farsi of God in the common language of the people. They opposed religious rituals and ceremonies. They preached religious tolerance and said that all people were equal. In the early medieval period, many strains contributed to the Bhakti movement. We shall study a few of them. Shankaracharya. Shankaracharya was an 8th century saint of South India. He believed that God can be attained through knowledge as a superme soul and individual soul are integrated and interwoven. He said that the world is only an illusion or maya and should be abandoned. Shankaracharya toured the whole of India and established 4 peeths, monasteries in the 4 corners of India: Badrinath, Puri, Dwarika and Rameshwaram. These 4 peeths continue to guide the Hindus every day. Basavana. Basavana was born in Karnataka in the 12th century. He taught that all human beings are equal and all types of rituals should be given up. He opposed all types of discrimination on the grounds of caste or gender. The Bhakti movement was further strengthened during the later medieval period as many saints preached devotion in the whole of India, such as Mirabai in Rajasthan, Tulsidas, Surdas and Kabir Das in Uttar Pradesh, Guru Nanak in Punjab, Namdev, Eknath and Tukaram in Maharashtra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Bengal, etc. These saints not only popularized devotion but also struck at the roots of many evils in the society. Ramanujan. Ramanujan was a saint from Tamil Nadu, born in the 11th century. He was follower of Lord Vishnu. He considered God as an ocean of love and beauty. His teaching was based on the Upanishads and Bhagavad Gita. Whatever he taught, he used the language of the common man. Soon a large number of people became his followers. Ramanand was his disciple. He took his message to northern parts of India. Ramananda. Ramananda was the first reformer to preach in Hindi, the main language spoken by the people of the north. He preached that there is nothing high or low. All men are equal in the eyes of God. He welcomed people of all castes and states to follow his teaching. He had 12 chief disciples. Sant Kabir was one of them. Namdev. Namdev was a washerman by birth. He hailed from Maharashtra. He composed beautiful hymns in Marathi. They are full of intense devotion to God Vishnu. Some of his verses are included in the Guru Granth Sahib, the holy book of Sikhs. A large number of people from different castes became his followers. Chaitanya. Chaitanya, a great devotee of Lord Krishna, was a saint from Bengal. His followers regarded him as an incarnation of Lord Vishnu. He helped the old and the needy. He emphasized the need for tolerance, humanity and love. He spread the message of Bhakti in Bengal. He popularized Sankirtan or public singing of God's name. His songs are still very popular in Bengal. Do you know, a Bhakti saint believed that a devotee needed a guru who could help and guide him to attain salvation, though that could be achieved only while the grace of God itself could be achieved only by one's own effort. Reason for the success of Bhakti movement. The Bhakti saints preached in the popular local languages of the people: Hindi, Marathi, Bengali, Oriya, Assamese, Telugu and Kannada. They emphasized simple ways for the realization of God. At the time when society had become polarized, they described caste, color, creed and gender-based ways. Different saints spread the movement in different corners of the country. Case study: Kabir. One of the earliest and most influential Bhakti saints of North India was Kabir, the son of a Hindu widow who abandoned him after his birth. He was brought up in the house of a Muslim weaver where he learnt the profession of weaving. He raised in Banaras where he came in contact with both Hindu and Muslim saints. He stressed on the unity of God, whom he called by names such as Govinda, Hari, Saint, Sahib, Allah and Rama. He denounced idol worship, ritualistic practice, pilgrimage and participation in formal worship, upholding the fundamental equality among human beings. He opposed all kind of discrimination, rejected caste, superstitions and the practice of untouchability. The reform of individual under the guidance of a guru or teacher was emphasized. Kabir preached humanity, reverence, peace of love and necessary attribute to achieve unity with God. His self-composed couplets called Tuhas enlightening us about his life and philosophy. The principal tenets of Kabir's teaching are collected in Sikhism movement. The Sikhs are followers of Guru Nanak and the other gurus. Guru Nanak was born at Talwandi in 1469 AD. Guru Nanak laid the foundations of Sikhism. The Sikhs worship in a Gurudwara and their holy book is known as the Guru Granth Sahib, also known as the Adi Granth, which is itself considered as the 11th and the final Guru of the Sikhs. The compilation of the Adi Granth was done by the 5th Sikh Guru Arjan Dev in 1603 AD and contains, besides his own writings, the compilations of the four predecessors, the Gurus Nanak, Angad, Amar Das and Ram Das. The holy book was finally completed and authenticated by Guru Gobind Singh. There are 5 secret symbols of Sikhism, popularity known as the 5 Kesha here: Kanga, comb, kara, bracelet, kachera, underwear and karpan, dagger. There was 10 Sikh Gurus. They are Guru Nanak Dev, Guru Angad Dev, Guru Amar Das, Guru Ram Das, Guru Arjan Dev, Guru Har Gobind, Guru Har Rai, Guru Har Krishna, Guru Tegh Bahadur and Guru Gobind Singh. Sufism movement. The Sufi saints were Persian who came to India during the Delhi Sultanate period. They settled in different towns and won followers from amongst both Hindus and Muslim. Like Bhakti saints, they too professed love and both God and fellow being. They said that devotion to God was better than any other ritual. They said that all people are created by God and are equal. Both Sufi and Bhakti saints broadened each other's ideas and were influenced by each other. The Sufi saints were and still are venerated as Purs and Gurus. They are believed to possess many supernatural powers. They did not want people of other regions to convert to Islam. Rather, they only taught love and devotion for God. They used common language in both prose and poetry. The musical assemblies were famous for qawwalis, a type of singing. These are sung every day. Sufism orders. The Sufism were organized into many orders of silsilas. By the 13th century, there were 12 silsilas. Each one was identified by a prominent saint who lived in the Khanqah along with his disciples. Some of the popular silsilas were the Chistis, the Shehrawadis, the Fibavasi, the Kubarwaya and the Olandaria. Here we shall study two of them. Chisti Silsila. The three important Sufi saints of the Chisti Silsila were Muinuddin Chisti, Baba Farid and Nazamuddin Alia. They have their dargahs, tombs at Ajmer in Rajasthan, Hansi in Haryana and Delhi respectively. These Sufi saints composed beautiful verses and sung them in musical assemblies. Their dargahs continue to attract a large number of people from different faiths every day. Suhrawardi Silsila. The important Sufi saint of this order were Sheikh Bahauddin Zakaria, Shah Alam Bukhari and Sheikh Sahib Uddin Suhrawardi. They have their dargahs in Multan, now in Pakistan, Gujarat and Sylhet respectively. Two other famous Sufi saints were Nasiruddin Chirag-e-Dili at Delhi and Shahid Muhammad Gesudaraz at Gulbarga. Sufism principles. The main principles of Sufism were: God is one and all-powerful. All men are his children. Prayers, fasts and rituals were not so important as the true love of God. Paths of God can be many. So, one should be tolerant of other religions and sects. Respect for all human beings is necessary. One should be a better Hindu or a better Muslim. As such, there is no need of conversion. Devotional music is one way of coming close to God. People should follow the teaching of a Pir who was like the Hindu Guru. Summing up, in the early medieval period, the Bhakti and Sufi movements arose in India. Both movements were against rituals. They believed in the oneness of God. The Bhakti saints spread the message of love for God and compassion for the fellow beings. Guru Nanak's teachings are contained in the Adi Granth. They form the basis of Sikhism. Kabir Das struck hard at all types of discrimination and absurdities of religions through his dolas and paths. The Sufi saints came from Persia and taught devotion to God. The important silsilas of the Sufi saints were the Chisti Silsila and Suhrawardi Silsila. Many legends are famous about both Bhakti and Sufi